Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about area model. Now if you notice area model, you can see it has this big rectangle in the middle, and this represents the area of a problem. And so this is the main idea behind area model. This is what it will look like, this big rectangle. Now just like all of the multiplication problems, you have your dividend, which is the big number, then you have your divisor, the number you're dividing by, and you are ultimately looking for your quotient. So this problem that we're looking at right here is 75 divided by 5 equals 15. All right, and so when we set this up, we're going to start by having a rectangle, and then you put your divisor on top. Instead of your quotient being on top like normal, your divisor goes on top in this method. To the side, you will have your partial quotients. These, and if you notice, 5 times 10 equals 50, and 5 times 5 equals 25. That helps you find the area. Just like when you're finding area of a rectangle or square, the same thing, length times height, or width times length. And so you can find the area. So that's how it works. And so when I did this, I first started with 75. I knew 50 was smaller, and I know 5 times 10 was 50. So I decided I'll take that. That'll be a big chunk of my 75. So I did 5 times 10. Put a 10 over here. And then I have 50 in the middle. I put when my dividend was over here. This is kind of like a scratch piece of paper to the sides. Help me. So I had 75 minus 50 equals 25. So now I'm looking for 25. I have 25 of my original 75 left. And so now I look over here at my multiples of 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So I put a 5 over here. 5 times 5, length times width, equals 25. Right. And so and if I add these together, I get 75. Or I can subtract over here and see, make sure I got all of my dividend taken care of. So then I'm left with my partial quotients. These aren't the full thing, so I have to add them together to get 15, which is my quotient. So let's go ahead and look at a problem together. On the next problem we'll look at together, I want you to solve it with me. So let's go look at that together. In this problem, we have 78 divided by 6, and so we're looking for the quotient here. 78 is my dividend, 6 is my divisor, and I'm looking for that quotient. So 6, the divisor goes on top in this method, divided by this. So I, again, know I have my big rectangle, and I already knew that I was going to take a big chunk here, and I knew that 10 times 6 is 60, and that's less than that, so I'm going to try that out. So I tried 10 over here. 10 times that is 60. And so that was a big chunk, so that's why I have this line here. That was a big chunk of my space. So let's go ahead and see how much of my dividend I have left. So on my scratch over here to the side, 78 minus 60 equals 8 minus 0 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. I got ahead of myself then. All right, so is 18 a multiple of 6? So I look at my multiples of 6. Yes, 18 is right here. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So I'm going to put a 3 here. 6 times 3 is 18. All right, and which leaves me 0 left over here. So 18 minus 18 is 0. So all of my dividend is taken care of. And so we're going to add up my partial quotients to the side here. Add those up to get 13, and 13 will be my quotient. Now, am I finished? No, I'm not. I'm going to have to check to make sure it is correct. So what I am going to do is I am going to multiply my quotient by my divisor. So 13 times 6. All right, 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 1, carry that 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And does that match my dividend? Yes, it does. So then I know my quotient is correct. And so this is one way to solve it. I'm going to have you solve one, and then we will check to make sure that you are understanding.